Welcome, Cancer, to your end of the month reading for April. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. Best messages coming out. Best message. Talking about having a little bit of friction and arguments going on over here. That is not the way I wanted to start this, but okay. This is talking about that disconnect that you're having with someone. Someone has disappointed you and you feel like you might be withdrawing from the situation, walking away, leaving behind. You might be ghosting this person at this time, because I do have the moon over here as well, saying there is some misinterpretations going on, some confusion, and I am ghosting. I'm ghosting you. That's it. I'm ghosting you. There's really only two cards of really ghosting, and it's really pretty much the moon and right, and the moon and that Virgo, right? That Hermit card. You know, I'm ghosting. I'm gonna ghost you. I'm walking away from the situation. I'm not texting you. I'm not talking to you at this time. I'm not. There is no collaboration. Yeah, you are very frustrated at this moment. There is some difficult decisions going on, and you're thinking before making any of these decisions. So whatever this was, you're just going to avoid the situation. So avoiding them. I just want to avoid them. I'm ghosting. That's it. I'm ghosting you. Ghosting, ghosting. Writing that one down for your title over here. Ghosting them. No contact. No contact. Leave me alone. Right? Until I can figure out what is going on within this situation. Are you lying to me? Did you thieve from me? You know, what kind of loss is going on over here? Or are we just arguing about something that we just cannot, you know, come to a clear decision about, right, when it comes to the Two of Swords? So no matter what the situation is, you're avoiding this deadlock, cannot come to a civil place, right? A civil place of talking, of communication. They're very unruly at this time. It does look like you're cutting your losses. Somebody really just wants to talk and talk and talk and win at all costs, no matter what the situation is. So this is definitely one of those situations where we can agree to disagree on the situation, but as long as it's on my terms. So it's almost like, well, you know what? You're going to throw your swords down and say, you know what? I just don't care anymore. I really don't care. So it's like you walking away, and not only just walking away, but saying, don't text me because I'm not texting you back, because you don't want to listen, right? So having some kind of listening skill issues going on over here, wanting their own way. So definitely there is this personal setback when it comes to this situation, moving on to find some kind of peace for yourself, because it does feel like it's been very unruly, right? It's causing some kind of anxiety and worry within yourself of whether or not this person is actually going to listen to you. Are we going to be able to fix this? But for now, I feel like it's a very hopeless situation that I don't want to move back to at this time. So it does feel like this opposition has left you in this aggravated kind of place, right, within your hearts and emotions. So definitely stopping the Chariot there. Yeah, it's just they're just completely 100% creating this conflict and having poor communication. And it almost feels like even when they're texting you out of, you know, them trying to be right. They're being cruel, cold-hearted. They could be being bitchy, over emotional, however it is. But however they're texting you is not the way. They're not really showing you. It could be gaslighting, a lot of gaslighting going on within this situation as well. As they're, you know, it's almost to the point where it's like, oh, if this is what smoothing out the situation is by you gaslighting or you being cruel and bitchy and bitter about the situation, that is very insincere. That is not the sincerity that I was looking for in this situation, which shows me that you're still trying to steal my swords. You're still trying to throw me under the bus. You're still trying to not make anything pleasant within this situation. So definitely feeling like, you know what, I'm going to work on some kind of boundaries over here. But right now, my boundaries are called, I'm ghosting you. Whatever the situation may be, take it how it resonates. Everybody's story is different, of course, to why exactly they're ghosting, right? Or exactly what's going down, right? Some of you could say they're just being assholes. They're lying, cheating, thieving, right? Unless I actually really 100% see that, I'm not really going to bring that up. Okay, but right now it's all about feeling stuck and feeling like you've been working towards a reward and trying to build something that has no reward. And it's almost like I'm just done. I'm throwing my swords and I'm throwing the towel in. Throwing the swords down and walking away is the same as throwing in the towel, right? Absolutely. Because it's like, I've been trying to build this with you. I've been trying to do this with you for a long time. And now I just feel like this is not rewarding. This is not going anywhere. So it is this time right now where you feel like you've been definitely working without a reward. It could even be a job, right? Where it's like, I'm putting in all these extra hours and you know what? You're not going to talk to me like that or tell me I'm not going to get paid for extra hours or do this or that, right? And, I'm not being rewarded. So this is definitely a personal transformation. This is kind of averting a disaster. It's kind of crazy because you already feel like you had the tower, but this is also averting the bigger tower, the bigger picture, right? Because it's in reverse. So it's saying I'm avoiding the 100% breakdown of everything, right? Because I know that if I don't walk away, this is going to turn out even worse than what it already is. And maybe for some of you, it's because you want to keep this connection, right? Or maybe you just don't want the overall disaster because you don't want to burn the bridges, or you don't want the overall drama, conflict, however it is. So whatever it is, you just don't want that. So it does feel like you are walking away to avoid the bigger boom, right? The person that you're dealing with might be acting like they're greedy, a perfectionist. Like they're acting like I do no wrong. And there could even also be something about being very just narrow-minded about the situation. There also could be a lot of deceit to the situation that they do not want to admit to. Or this could also be about jealousy. Wow, I mean, I'm just saying, because you got the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is definitely them also living in the past. They could even say you are living in the past, but maybe you are, right? Maybe you are. Maybe you're bringing up the past things because maybe you believe that the past is still present within the situation. So they could say, why are you still fighting about what happened last month? And you're going to say, because it's still going on now. And they're not going to admit that it's going on now. They want to only see it as yesterday, right? And not want to admit that it is happening today as well. So, wow. Absolutely, right? So that could be a huge reason for that situation of you moving on, is because they just have the lack of understanding that maybe you know something that they think that you don't know, right? Or maybe this has just been going on for a very long time, and you're trying to let them know, but this has been going on for such and such a time, and you're still not admitting to it. So this is the place where you are going to definitely start, you're ghosting them, whether you left home, not answering their calls, however you want to see it, it's still a part of ghosting. So there is definitely a lot of disconnect and not feeling very good about the situation, reevaluating the situation while you are ghosting them, feeling very suspicious about them and very mistrust. I'm having a lot of mistrust in the situation. There, like I said, there could be a lot of jealousy, suspicious activity, and this could be why you're mistrusting them, or just overall deceit, or just, how about this, just vanity, right? Just you're so vain. You think you are a know-it-all. You're a perfectionist. You think you know everything, and I can, you can do no wrong, and you're always putting your shit on me, right? And without you even pointing the finger back at yourself, saying, you know what, but I've done this and that, but that's just not, oh, but you don't see yourself as doing anything wrong. Okay. So I do see a lot of that as well. So And this just causes frustration, right? And it's also it's a disappointment, but it's also showing that they have some kind of emotional immaturity because they're not emotionally strong enough, right, to admit their faults. Emotional immaturity can also run into that, what we call baby narcissism, right? And that's really what it is, my friends. It's baby narcissism. This is like, I'm a narcissist, but I don't have all the 100% qualities of a narcissist, but yet I still gaslight, manipulate. I'm never wrong. I can say one thing, turn around and gaslight that and say, oh, well, I never ever said that before. And you're like, what do you mean? You totally said it. If it makes you want to take out a tape recorder to record what they say when you know that they're lying, that's, you know, you caught them in gaslighting, right? Or trying to manipulate a situation. And I do feel like for a lot of you, that is exactly what's going on. That they are definitely emotionally immature. And that just means that they can't take on responsibilities when it comes to anything that puts them into a place of being wrong. Right? It's always somebody else's fault. So I do feel like this is where the clashes are coming through, and it's hard to invest your time and build something at this point in your life. And so right now, at this time of the month, you're thinking, okay, well, how am I going to feel comfortable? How am I going to go after my abundance if I'm always on the edge? If they're always defensive and they're always over defensive about the situation, which leaves me on the edge, because it's always a struggle for me to, you know, get through all of what is going on. So it could be that you're investing a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of heart, energy, mind, and you just feel like they're dragging you down. Okay, so this isn't something that's definitely anybody for the faint of heart, right? If they were to see this going on, they'd be like, ah, you know. But you'd be like, well, you know what? That's what's going on. But, oh my gosh. So it just feels like you're going to kind of make these kind of future plans for yourself with the King of Pentacles over here as you're kind of looking at backup plans, maybe for extra security of where you're going to go. Maybe looking for a new job or a new home or how you're going to spend your wealth, things of this nature. So it does look like there's a lot of different things that you want to explore within your mind about how you're going to, you know, either fix this with them or move completely away from this situation, and really getting into your deeper knowledge over here of what's going on within the situation. I think you've thought about this for a while for a lot of you. This isn't anything 100% new for a lot of you. So you're definitely preparing yourself to move forward. This person will want to come back and try to reconcile the situation with you. They don't like that you're trying to leave them behind. That's what they feel like, you're leaving them behind. And the more that you're kind of like not gaslighting, it's more that you are trying to ghost them, the more they're going to gaslight. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? The more they're going to manipulate the situation. They might even try to blame you for the situation, but you may already know this because I see that as well. Well, you know, you're the one that caused me all the pain. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I don't understand. No acceptance of what they did. Right? So there's a lot of stalling when it's going to come to you wanting to message them back because of the backsliding relationship that's going on over here. There is definitely a hypocrisy going on, 100. When it comes to this relationship. I see that with a Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so if this is just about you healing and finding yourself over here and really rejuvenating, you might want to have a spa day, go to the beach, go towards water, my friends, right? Even if it's the bathtub, have a bubble bath, right? Stand in the shower and think that you're in some kind of waterfall in Hawaii or something, right? Because in seriousness, you're going to need this overall healing when it comes to this, and rejuvenation for sure. Just feeling renewed, right? Because this is just like, yeah, definitely this can cause a lot of frustration, confusion, chaos within just the mind. And healing and rejuvenating yourself will bring inner clarity to the situation where you might feel like, I don't know what the frig to do now. But you will definitely find that clarity as soon as you start healing. Right? As soon as you start healing, you will start finding the comforts and the rewards within yourself. Because it's going to have to start with self in this one for the Ace of Cups. So this is where you're definitely going to start feeling that loving feeling towards yourself and taking on that self-care for your own inner peace, for sure. Finding your way, right? You know, drink some wine. I don't know. Every time I see the Nine of Pentacles, it always reminds me that she is in like Greece or Italy. And it just makes me think that we're in a grapevine or a wine tasting place, or it just makes me always think like just sit down and have that wine. If you don't like wine, just relax and have that beer or that hot tea, or something that's very pleasurable, something that you like, that really relaxes you and makes you feel so good, right? Everybody has that thing, right? And even if it's just this crisp apple cider or apple juice, or just something that relaxes you and just makes you feel so good, right? Like, oh my gosh, maybe it's just grape juice, I don't know. It just always reminds me of that. Like, this is what's so refreshing, and it's going to make me feel so whole, right? And so comfortable. And it doesn't even have to be so luxurious, right? But it makes you feel luxurious. It's just like, oh my gosh, that apple juice is so crisp and so cold right now. And I just really needed that sweet taste, kind of like the nectar of the gods kind of scenario, of whatever it is. Everybody has their own, maybe it's even something you haven't drinking forever that you're like, you know what? I haven't had, it could be just as low as Kool-Aid, maybe you have your favorite Kool-Aid and you're just like, I haven't drinking that since I was a kid, but you know what? I really think I would just like to have a glass of Kool-Aid just make me feel comfortable and whole. Everybody has their own, whatever it is. Maybe it's even something you haven't had forever, just bring that feeling. And maybe it's not even a drink, maybe it's even food. I don't know. It just feels like reward yourself with some, I don't know why I want to say food and drink. I just feel like that's what she's doing though. She's rewarding herself, with something that's comfort. We always say there's that comfort food. Don't overdo it though, guys, okay? You don't need the whole box of ice cream, okay? But maybe it is ice cream too. Maybe you want that, I haven't had, praline ice cream or something. I don't know. It's just something so different. And just don't overindulge it. Just make it to where it's like a luxury to just have that bowl, to have that cup, And I think too, it's so awesome. And I think this one too is like, drinking, like I said, like the nectars of the gods, something that brings in peaceful mind and comfort. Could even be that warm, hot chocolate with marshmallows or whipped cream, or, oh my God, now I'm going to want all this shit. I'm going to want to have all this stuff, okay? Could a cappuccino, ooh, all frothy. Okay, that's enough of that. We're all going to, I know, right? I just heard you guys going like, thanks. But I'm serious though, because, it's just that comfort. Sometimes we don't have the mundaneness of the comforts of people around us. Sometimes we have to make ourselves comfortable with things that are just, in front of us, just something just so easy, just so there, just like there it is, right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's like, I don't have to cry on someone's shoulder. I can just cry into this cup of beautiful hot chocolate, right? And it's going to take my tears away. Yeah, bringing in the 10 of Cups. Fulfillment. Inner happiness, that blissful moment within your life. Bringing that emotional, balance back into my own, right? Balancing myself. Sometimes we don't always have to rely on other people to make us feel comfortable. We can just do it ourselves in such easy ways. Maybe just even taking a walk or a picnic or something as well. Whatever it is that deep down inside, just think about it. There's something, right? And if it's too far off, like you live in the middle of somewhere and there's no ocean, then don't go that way, right? Because that's too expensive to get there, is that or that. Just think of the easy things, like I said, like food or grapes or cheese or whatever. I'm going to get hungry here. This is going to be my last reading, right? Because now I'm going to have to go eat and drink. Go sit at the table of the gods, right? The Greek gods have the nectars of the gods and eat grapes with Dionysus. Okay. Okay, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye bye.